So, hi Lika, welcome to
Hi,
my channel.
welcome.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Same here. And finally, we are able to schedule this interview. We have been dilly-dallying for quite a bit, quite some time, and now I'm really happy to have you in my channel. And we would just like to start with a small introduction about yourself, what exactly you do, how many students you have taught, for how many years you are teaching, anything, whatever comes to your mind.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lika. I am from Georgia, but I'm a teacher of the world students, international students, and I'm teaching to all of the country. And I have a lot of students in my country too. I teach English from my early years. I have a university degree and the whole my life I am teaching English to my students. As I told you, I start before my university teaching English because I start at secondary school when they have no English teacher, and they suggest me on this work, and was a very responsible uh, sentence for me, and I start from these steps, and I continue study at university during 6 years, and after then I am teaching to my foreign students my language and also English. Now I am teaching English for my students who are going abroad to university for their exams, IELTS preparation, or different kinds of certificate for certificates. And I am studying with my students also. I'm preparing a lot of presentations. I'm teaching English various studies for medical teaching, for preparation of the exams, and
Mhm.
if my students need any help, I'm trying to help them.
So that was quite a lot of experience that you have. So if you just want to calculate or you just want to share with our audience, how many years of teaching experience you have as a whole?
Now my age is 45 years old, and I'm teaching from my 18 years old
Oh,
because
good.
because as I told you, I started teaching from my early years before my university, because I studied language from my childhood, and I know English language from my early years, and it was starting at secondary school, because in Georgia it was very difficult years,
Mhm,
and they suggest me for the little groups to teach English because
mhm,
they had no teacher in the countryside, and
mhm,
my from capital city go to the countryside,
mhm,
and I do this work, and my students, nearly 90% studied at the English language faculty. And nowadays I have a lot of students from my this 5 year which I spend in the countryside.
mhm,
They are teaching various countries, and they are excellent teachers too. I have a lot of experience after that, but I my sweetest time from my first experience, it was because I studied with my students.
mhm,
I used a lot of different kinds of materials. I speak with my children. I invented something special. I'm making some things and give a lot of vocabulary
mhm,
for them, and they were very good students.
mhm.
And because I had very good students, I was very good teacher too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So that is quite
I
nice.
love my work.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, if you have good students and combined with a good teacher with the right teaching materials, then everything is perfect. But we know that is not the case every time. There could be challenges in every profession, as well as in teaching English. It is quite a difficult task if the students are not native users of the language. So, could you tell our audience what exactly are the challenges that you have faced, and how did you plan to overcome all these challenges in these, you know, huge span of years that you have spent teaching?
I think I have, as I told you, I have various experience. I have many students who are the language specialists, linguists, and work with them. It's very good experience because they are professors. They are very experienced people all from all around the world.
Hmm.
I teach them my language, but I communicate with them in English. But a lot of experience give me more than usual teacher at school. I was only 5 years at usual secondary school English teacher. After that, I'm independent teacher. I have my international language center, and I am searching individual some experiences with very experienced teacher, native speakers. I often go to the language schools conference. I attend all of the interesting conference, and I get a lot of from them because experience is very good.
Okay. So when you have, for example, if I just cite an example to you, that if you have a group of students who are new users of English, they do not have any experience with this language, and they are not easy to communicate with. Suppose they are from a different cultural background, since you teach students from different countries of
Yeah.
the world, and they belong to a different cultural background, and you coming from a different country altogether. So, how does this challenge motivate you to teach them the language with as much precision as possible?
In this case, lesson must be very funny,
Mhm.
very with loaded a lot of pictures, and you must speak, you must sing with them. You can study grammar with singing and funny games, and I pick up a lot of pictures from the internet. I printing out by myself by my expenses, and I try to be ready for all the lessons. If the teacher is ready for this lesson, the lesson must be excellent all the times. And if you are on your height and the children are coming along to you.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, what exactly motivated you to become a teacher? The day when you decided to become an English teacher, what were the exact thoughts that you had in your mind? And were you scared of this proposition that you are going to be a teacher and you're going to face a classroom full of students who are going to look up to you and they are going to get knowledge from you of a language which is foreign to them? And how did you motivate yourself, or what was your thought process?
I think you motivate with these kind-hearted people who are looking at you, and they are waiting from you to give a good example, good knowledge, and you must be, as I told you, you must be prepared for of the each of the lesson, and what they are waiting from you. You must do everything. You are responsible all the time, and you must be ready of this. And when the children are look at you, you are very strong at this moment.
Yes,
It motivates you.
exactly, exactly. So that is a kind of a positive energy that keeps exchanging between you and the students. It's a, it's an exchange process. So the better teacher you are, the better students, the better behavior the students will reflect on your teaching methods. It's true. And with the pandemic now that has hit the entire world, and we have seen a paradigm shift from the method of teaching in a classroom setting to an online setting. And
Yeah.
how do you look at this particular, uh, change that has happened, or we could not.
We change everything until it was difficult at first time for my students, but it was very funny our classes, and we communicate with our children, our students, and we give some new examples, new playing with funny lesson, and we try to communicate. We united all the teachers from the world and give the with free lessons to our students. We have 4 lessons each of the teacher from one country, and we exchange these lessons to each other, and we give the funny lessons for games, new words, new themes, new posters, exchange our ideas. We are speaking about seasons of our countries. We found that we have many different things in our life, and children are so interested to each other. They are communicate, pen pal friends, and everything is more interesting than usual, because they are at home and they need communicate to their friends, and friends to another country.
Mhm.
And I think the teacher must be help to young generation to communicate with
Mm,
other countries students.
absolutely. Very nice. That's a very nice thought. Uh, Now, just expanding a little bit on the same question, if I just probe a little bit more to you, what I have come across personally when I'm teaching my students is that many a times what happens is, if we are doing a group study and there is a group of students, then some of the students do not pay enough attention to the lesson. If it is a one-to-one situation, then I can easily tell whether the student is paying attention or not. But on the other hand, if it's a group scenario, then there might be a few students who are not paying attention. And at the end of the day, it is the student who is losing from his side. And I'm also wasting my time with them because I have to repeat the entire lesson. Probably I have to repeat the entire lesson
Yeah.
just because of one or two students. So, and it is very easy now to, not to pay attention because we are on a Zoom meeting and there are a few people there together in the meeting. So how do you see the technology can actually help us to tell us as teacher whether the student is paying attention or not? Or do you think the way it is right now, it is conducive enough and we should just continue the way it is?
I think you must make the lesson that must be interesting for everyone. It must be fun at this moment. You must think something that entertain all of the students, and you must address with a name, and
Absolutely.
take an attention, and give questions. You must guess what kind of questions will be interesting for him or her,
Hmm.
and you must participate the student with other students.
Yes, yes, exactly. So group activity is the best way in this scenario.
One student all the time is in a group who is interested to other things and trying to
Yes,
funny at the lesson.
yes. There is always one particular student who gives you the tough
Yeah,
time. Yeah, I know.
such students remember me all the time. I have the experience like this.
And with this new method of teaching, do you think that the quality of education has gone better, or is it going to be worse from a classroom setting? What is your opinion on this?
New method all the time is good idea, and I think new method is better. But I think you must take attention with the reading, listening, speaking, and grammar also.
Mm.
But some teachers suggest us to study language without any grammar,
Mm.
but I am a teacher classical method. I prefer to teach children with grammar games or singing or some presentation, and they must be study grammar well.
Yes, of
This is
course.
so important.
Yeah. I believe it depends from person to person. So suppose if there is a person who wants to migrate to a country where English is the primary language in the country, and he just needs to communicate for his job. So maybe he is going to work in a setting where his communication skills are not that important, but he should be in a position where he is able to understand what is being told to him, and whatever he wants to tell to other persons. Suppose he goes to a supermarket in that country, he should be able to communicate what he wants or what he wants to buy or what he is looking for. So in that case, I believe personally, for that adult student, maybe grammar is not that important. It is
No, not it, it is not important to teach grammar, only conversation
communication.
language and listening also. I
Exactly.
have a special listening, special conversation,
Mhm.
and I give some words which usually needs everyday communication, or maybe another student only needs only communication language, or they need by profession, for example, medical English or mechanical English or like this. It depends. I ask their goals at the first when we start studying. If the student needs some special goals, I uh, suggest him like this course.
Mhm.
I plan my lessons, then I start working.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So anything that you would like to tell to all the future teachers who are contemplating right now to become an English teacher in the near future, or the teachers who have just begun their journey as a teacher and they are still, not very sure whether they should continue with this profession or not. Uh, what kind of a suggestion or what is your thought for them?
I think all the new teachers must be listen the videos from the internet, from experienced teachers, and all the time they must listen to the teachers video lessons, and from all the teacher you will study something special.
Yeah.
They have different kinds of method, different kinds of explanation of the grammar studies,
Mhm.
and also it's very important to have reading different kinds of grammar books, because I never use only one grammar books from one author. You must make your own notes in your notebook, and you can share after the students, because what is important for your students, you must give them this. I work a lot of book from the lot of books, and I think I get the result which I need.
Mhm. So that's very nice. So that means that you are also preparing your own lesson plans by yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh, So any parting thoughts, Lika, to all our audience? What is the kind of message that you would like to deliver to all the teachers, the students, the world as a whole, the kind of situation that we are in right now? What could be your message to the world?
I think you must do your work well. If you're a teacher, you must do the best for your students. And if you are students, you must study everything what you need in your future life, and gather your knowledge, and everything will be well in future. This
Mhm.
is temporary, this
Absolutely.
situation all over the world, and the borders will open and everyone will be well as usual in the peaceful world.
Nice, very nice message. Someday, probably, I would like to visit your country. I've heard a lot about Georgia, Tbilisi, and I've seen some videos there. I think it is one of the best hotspots for digital nomads also. So I have done a little bit of study about Georgia, and probably when the borders are open, when people are free to go anywhere they like to, maybe someday I would love to visit your center also and have a look at the
I
methods.
have a lot of students from India. I
Okay.
have a lot of students. They are studying sometimes medical Georgian, medical
Mhm.
English, and they want to prepare their ALTI examination, and they are preparing this test, and they want to go to abroad in England or in Canada,
Okay.
and they study in Georgia and participate in our language center.
Oh, wow, very nice. So it was nice talking to you, Lika. I hope that we stay in touch, and surely if something else comes up in my mind, I will surely contact you again and we can do another conversation very soon.
Thank you, you too, for
Thank you.
attention, and
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, and have a good evening.
have a good evening too. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.